Want to master anime character design for free? This course is your first step on the journey to anime character design art learning pathway. Brushcamp offers tons of similar courses in illustration, 2D, 3D design. Level up your creativity with free knowledge and courses. Visit brushcamp.com today and explore endless possibilities.
Hello everyone and welcome to Lesson 10. Together we will learn about the two tools text and brush. The text tool is located here. The shortcut is the letter T. Text is a tool and also an extremely important part of your design. Use a lot in your design, printing products. The shortcut text is the letter T. When you press T and click 1, it will output a letter with the default size of 12. Font size is 12. Its font is regular. By default in Adobe Illustrator, it will install the 𝗍𝗶𝗱𝗏𝗍𝗶𝗍 font for you. It will have the fonts here. And this is typeface 𝗍𝗶𝗍𝗏𝗍. There are fonts like condensed, condensed italic, bold condensed. You can watch it. I will enlarge this text so you can see the different fonts. When you choose, it will change accordingly. This one text you can write down first and then choose another typeface. Because when I use it here, it often hides my words, so I won't use the table there. I'm using the character panel that I originally pulled out here. It's a bit small here, so I'll drag this character panel out. I will pull this board out to make it easy to see. In addition to this 𝗍𝗶𝗍𝗍𝗏, there are many other font sizes on my device. It depends on your computer. These fonts can be installed completely. In this it has some filters. Which ones do you like? Star them here. Here are the fonts that you used. The font that we love, just press the asterisk for it. Then go inside, it will show. If you remember the name of that font, you don't need it. Then, when your device has typeface or fonts installed, just open the character panel. This is the font I'll tell you in a typeface. Typeface is a big one. And here is a font, called font family. In the font family it has many fonts. Bold italic, semi-bold italic, semi-bold, italic, regular, bold condensed italic. These are called font family. In here it has size, how many points. If you want to make it bigger, you can enter. For example, I want 100. I will enter 100. I will enter 100, and this is the space between letters. For example, I press T. Press the letter T, click on it. Then you give this word spacing farther than usual. I will introduce this place. You escape it. We press the escape button. It is located in the upper left corner of the keyboard. To get out of that command, click on it. Just now, if you put the mouse right where it is, it will create a space right where you want it. And this one will stretch your letters out. As you can see, this one will stretch your letters out. And this one too, you can enter. This type 1C it is used a lot in logo design. It's like above it has a certain word. For example, our job. I will make the font bigger. For example, I give the font it is 200. This one won't launch that much. It's on default mode. I made this smaller. About 60. The font will be a little smaller. This distance is about 400. Usually I will see in logo design they do that. There is a large letter on top and a small letter on the bottom. That's how you use it in your design. Or you want to put it in the movie title. Some movie posters have small letters placed here. This is called line spacing. Line spacing means we press enter to get a line break. Press enter to get a line break. We write one more word art job. You can see that the space between these two letters is the line space. If you leave it to default, this is auto. Leave it as it is. As for how much you want it to decrease and increase, you can adjust it. I'm scrolling to let it increase. We can totally fix this. Rise and fall, lift up and pull down. You can also enter. We just rolled into the place just now. We'll change the font family to another font. Those are basic font adjustment skills. From font size, typeface size, line spacing, this is the letter kerning distance. Next, there are two ways to create a letter. Like I said, you just need to click one and it will make a letter. Then you write it down. Something like that. The second way is that you will use the key. It's the shortcut of text. You create a frame. Then it will have text available in it. It has sample texts. You continue to enter. When you use this frame, as you can see, its parameters you can't rotate. When you rotate, it is always horizontal. Many times when you adjust the correction, it will be vertical. And now you want to make the text vertical, it won't work. It can only rotate. When you enlarge this frame, it won't make this text bigger. The letters you click to create. Then this one you can completely rotate it. Like this, you can rotate it vertically. And when you enlarge the text, it will also get bigger. For this first way, usually people will make the title. Or design a logo, make logo letters to create a background logo. Only then will people participate in editing. Then people will use the first way. As for this second way, often people will create text. In a design post, people use this second way. I will talk about some other tools in text. Type on a path tool. Means when you have a path or stroke. For example, I have a curve. Shift+X to make it stroke. It was in fill. We have a path like that. Stroke line like that. We choose type on a path tool. Click on it. Then the text will automatically follow this curve. We reset the settings to default first. Choose font bold condensed. Copy it. And I paste it again for you to see. Then above this tool it has a button. This button is usually located at the end. It will have a button and you can move the mouse carefully on this white button. It will show an arrow mark. You can see that. This helps you where you want letters to appear and where you don't want them to appear. Like that. This one will show more clearly in a circle. I will delete this, even if you have a circle. We have a circle. This is a stroke line. You use the Type on a Path tool. Click on it. This you can easily see in logos with curved letters. It has slogans around. Around its logos. As you can see, what I just said earlier. So where can we customize our text? It has two ends, a beginning and an end. For example, if you want it to appear on the top half, you adjust it. You can completely enter the text you want. For example, now I want to enter art job training. Continue. That's how people make letter arcs. It's beautifully rounded around the logos. Here is another tool in the text tool. Next, I will introduce one more, vertical type tool. This one will input vertical text, like the Chinese way of writing. You press enter to go down the line, writing. As you can see, it will depend on your design and depending on the country, this way it will be used more effectively. It has a nice tool too. In the text tool group, but it is hidden. For beginners it's hard to see it. When you don't see that tool, click on the three dots here. Edit toolbar. Click on it. When you scroll down it will show some more hidden tools in here. You scroll down to this type line. You take this tool, touch type tool, Shift+T. You drag it into this tool group. Grab and drop it. Drag and drop it here. Now in our tool group there is a touch type tool. Shift+T. I'll take a sample of Adobe's text. I gave it a slightly bolder font. Bigger size. I want it to be a little bigger. Hold Shift. What does the touch type tool do? Look at this. We can adjust each font. Zoom in, zoom out. Rotate it. But it does not lose the standard of a text. The text is still a linked block and is not lost or separated. Rotate it. We can totally pull it down a bit. You often play with that word, cut, tear and do all kinds of things with it. Make it lose its traditional norms. You guys use this tool very well, it's easy for you to manipulate. And when you edit, you can completely edit. For example, in the past, if you wanted to do this, it would take time. You had to outline stroke it before you could design it. And now you can completely change. For example, if you don't like this E, you can blacken it and change it to U. And this M you don't like and want to replace it with N. It is completely replaceable when you design it so messy. This is completely editable. It's very cool. When you have a piece of text, and you guys want to tweak it a little more. Its adjustment range is larger. What I did just now is zoom in, zoom out, move its position a bit. You want to do more such as cutting text, cornering, ... You have to know how to convert from text format to shape so that you can manipulate the design for it. How can do it? You right-click, select Create Outline. Its shortcut is Shift+Ctrl+O. Shift+Ctrl+O. It has turned into an array and is no longer a text format. For example, I will multiply it. Press Alt and hold Shift to drag down. We will create outline it. Shift+Ctrl+O. Create outline it. As you can see, it is in array form and is no longer in text format. If it's grouped together, ungroup it. You can completely choose it to be rounded. I zoom in closer. Rounded corners. Rounded corners. Or you want to cut it a bit. For example, you want to cut it off a bit. Like that. Use Shift+M. Remove these parts. You can absolutely do more when you turn it into this array. That's all the basic knowledge that I want to introduce about how to use text. Now we will learn about the brush tool. Its shortcut key is B. The shortcut is the letter B. This tool is also quite simple. You just need to select it and drag the mouse wherever it will draw. And it will automatically smooth for you. If you want to smooth more or less, you double-click on it. You can increase its smoothness. When you draw, it will make you extremely smooth. And when you drag it to accurate, almost lost the smoothness. So how do you draw it will be like this. And when we adjust it to smooth, it will be more beautiful than the original one. A brush you draw. A brush you draw. It can be combined with this tool. That tool is here. Here you can choose. You choose this brush first. You choose it. I will enlarge it so you can see it. It has changed from line form, straight line form. From this line to this line. This is the default brush available in Photoshop. And you want to give it more brushes. You go to the brush tool, brush library, select open brush library and you choose some here. If not, you can go here. It will have two entrances. You can choose one. It will appear. It's like a reward tape. I choose this. It's like a reward tape. If we choose the short part, it would be better. For example, I draw a short. I choose these brushes, it will be more beautiful. It also has other brush sets. You can click here. I made it big size, so that we can distinguish some other brush sets. These are the sets available in this Adobe Illustrator. The ant crawls, the plane. I just introduced that, but normally people rarely use these. Or this you can use to decorate the birthday party. For example, this flower image is also very okay. Patterns. This brush you can completely create it yourself, or you can download it online and add it. It has a lot. If you have time, turn it on. When you finish using it, it will be saved on this bar for you. For ease of use. Those are some of the ways you can use the brush. Usually people will combine it with some kind of drawing. For example, I have a drawing. I have a green shape like this. I give it red. I have such a red shape. And I don't want my shape to be so stiff, but I want its outline to be softer. 𝗱𝗲𝗀𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃. It already has a square above this. We will move it to stroke. Shift+X. To switch back to stroke, I'll let this stroke be this path. And we increased it a bit, to make our image look softer. As you can see, and your picture doesn't feel too raw. It will depend on how you feel in the design. You will choose type for your design. Those are some of the things I want to talk about brush in this lesson. Although the brush is very wide, there are many ways to use it and create it. But I can't say it all. In the process of doing exercises or studying in future courses, I will guide you. Thank you and goodbye everyone.
Please like and subscribe to our channel.